This place is no longer a place of science, exploration. This is a battleground. This is also interesting. It looks like mission control. And here we can see them in their final form and design. Hello there and welcome back. Grab a snack and join me on the couch while we explore the lore behind Stella Montis. I would guess it's probably like a space exploration company or governmental thing like NASA or ESA or a private thing. Yeah, so here we can see like rocket assembly like we can see on Spaceport. But on Spaceport the place was like a bunker, had like 50-meter high walls around it. This is more like prior to the Exodus, where it was more about exploration, science, research, or just private explorations. Yeah, but it looks very, very well made. You know, like Blue Gate, which looked like it was made out of a panic during the collapse. This was probably way before, while high-tech companies still had the money to do this type of thing without people knowing that the world was collapsing. So now we're in medical research, which makes me think this was a research campus, because they were probably researching how people could survive on other planets or in zero-G, which I think is a focus if you plan way ahead of time on how people can survive, and not if you have like a couple years to get enough people off the planet to make a colony. Yeah, Project Echo Stride, probably something with genetics, something that you probably need years of research for. So I don't think that was for the Exodus, but something prior. What's interesting that we can see a lot of these robots or androids still here, because in this field I think they were like supporting the people. I don't think an android can do research scientifically, so they were probably like carrying things and bringing things, like a helper, like a helping hand. This is also interesting. It looked like mission control. But down here we can see the robotic sandbox, which was a research place for building rovers. Probably Mars, maybe, because like the ground looks very Mars-like. It doesn't look lunar, or maybe a whole different planet or a whole different galaxy. I don't know how far along they were. But yeah, this looks like something you do when you want to find a planet that is suitable for colonization, maybe. So this was probably prior collapse and Exodus, yeah. Yeah, these rovers do look nice and interesting, though. I do like it. And here we can see them in their final form and design. Irma Cora? Yeah, so that's like a different company. They have like a lot of companies around here. So this was probably like a research campus for different companies, or maybe like one big corporate entity. Yeah, but now we have something coming up, which I think was built for the Exodus. A seed vault. Why else would you have a seed vault if not to build a colony to preserve life, genetic variety? Yeah, this was probably like built or added on once they knew that the Earth and the biosphere or the ecological systems were collapsing. Also, like this design, we can see it doesn't look nearly as polished as the robotic sandbox or the assembly. So this was probably built like, hey, we have to build this very fast, we're very functional, let's get this done. Yeah, now the cultural archives. I think this was also probably for the Exodus, because you wouldn't take paintings up into space exploration onto Mars or Venus or whatever. So this was made just for that purpose, to preserve cultural variety, different styles, different countries, different artists. This was to preserve humanity, which is also interesting. So the Exodus wasn't like just the elite trying to leave Earth because it wasn't salvageable anymore or profitable. This was, humanity is dying, we have to do this, even though most of the people won't be coming with us. We have to do this, but we have to preserve knowledge, preserve every cultural piece of history we can. So this was their last straw, to take up into space as much as they can. But obviously a lot still remains here, so they maybe didn't have time or didn't have space, and maybe something went wrong, a spacecraft blew up on launch and they didn't have time anymore, it was too dangerous, people who couldn't come got in here, so this beautiful piece of art had to remain here. Yeah, now we have a remnant of a time when this place was probably more about business, money and exploration and science. The business center. This was, here we can see like people could look out at assembly or at the beautiful nature outside. discuss their latest research, their latest findings, or the latest business opportunities. But yeah, this wasn't part of the Exodus. This wasn't made for that. This is not the cultural archive, which was probably a secret thing, and the seed vault. Probably like when people knew Earth was dying, they decided to build these two parts in secret and added it onto this place because this place already existed. It had everything they needed, and then it became part of the project Let's Save Earth. Yeah, but now this place is no longer a place of science exploration. This is a battleground of people trying to raid whatever they can. Were they successful in the Exodus? Were they not? Does humanity still exist outside of Earth? We don't know. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm wrong? Maybe you have a different theory. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.